Hello, everybody. Welcome in to the Uncharted Horizons podcast. Episode 22, 23, 22. Brayden, Loveshack Games,
22 of
joined by
2023.
Nicole, joined by Isaac. Been a while, longtime friend of the channel. Glad to see him back.
Hello, hi.
Hope everyone's doing well. Nicole's going to handle our intro today, which I just realized after
Yeah, you
I
just
started handling that.
You
So
just stole it.
it was
All
just
right, here's the
Stole it.
professional way to start a podcast. All right, it's episode 22 of Uncharted Horizons. This week we'll be creating a 2023 video game fantasy league. We're currently live on Twitch at Uncharted Horizons PC, and the recording of the show will be posted later on all podcast platforms. You can keep up with us on Twitter at UNCH Podcast. My personal account is Ellison_712. Brayden's is Loveshack YT. And this week, Isaac is not only returning as a guest, but also as a competitor for the year in our fantasy league. You can find him on Twitter at Asame_Desu, so that's ESAMEA_DESU. Or you could also watch his streams on Twitch at just Asame, so ESAMEA. Thanks. Yeah, I totally didn't have it written down.
Honestly, it's a void. It's a void.
I
like
think
whatever
it's
you want
Asame,
to.
right?
The proper pronunciation is Isame, but like I just let everybody. I just let everybody say whatever they want because it's a void.
How mine is.
It'll be future lore for anybody when my Wikipedia is made by a fan.
Oh.
See, I think Ellison's easy, but then anytime I join someone's stream and they read it for the first time, it's not as easy as I thought it would be for people.
Until right now, I thought it was Elosin.
Oh my god.
I think you're trolling.
Problem.
I honestly,
I'm not trolling.
I don't think you're being serious.
I think you've said Ellison before.
Yeah, you definitely
Who,
have.
me?
No, the other one.
Oh.
Anyway, so yeah, usually we go into our opening thoughts, but I wanted to add a new segment here that I hopefully can do weekly, and Brayden and I can alternate too. But the new segment is called Broadening Your Horizon.
Oh, I like that.
I did there?
I like that.
We're just broaden your horizon. So that's like a phrase, and it just means to increase someone's interests, skills, or experiences beyond their current range. So I was thinking weekly we could bring either just one or maybe a couple of the biggest news in the gaming and media world over the past week. And today's is going to be Xbox is having a developer direct on January 25th at 3 p.m. Eastern. So that's kind of a surprise. People have been waiting to hear from Xbox. What's going on? 2023, they've announced all these games over the past year or so, and we've just heard nothing. No dates, no major details, so it looks like they're finally answering the fans. It's going to focus on big features, extended gameplay showcases, and the latest info for Xbox games launching in the next few months, including The Elder Scrolls Online, Forza Motorsport, Minecraft Legends, and Redfall. And then to dedicate the proper amount of time for a deep dive into Starfield, a standalone show is in the works. So that's pretty exciting. I feel like that's a pretty significant news story there. Yeah. Did you hear about that one, Brayden?
I did not, actually. It's I'm not fully caught up on the news, but that's definitely an interesting one. I am intrigued, to say the least.
Yeah, I'm excited. I think it's weird that they're focusing on 4 existing games that we already know about. Redfall, I guess, is definitely new. Minecraft Legends, I thought was out already. I could be wrong about that. Forza is probably the next game in the series, and then Elder Scrolls Online has obviously been out for a very long time, and they'll be detailing the new expansion, which is exciting. You'd think I would be all over that game being a Skyrim fan, but I just don't have enough time to dedicate to an MMO like that. But yeah, it's cool to hear that Starfield will be getting their own deep dive, because I think there's a lot of unanswered questions that people have about that game, and hopefully we'll nail down a release date, because I don't think it has one right now.
Know if it does.
Yeah.
I know Starfield. Didn't they say something about Starfield being a possibility? It was actually going to be coming out this year.
Yeah, it's slated for 2023. We just don't have a date.
But yeah. I'm excited about it.
Speculation for fall.
Yeah, I think it's supposed to come out before June or something, but I don't know. I could see it coming out anytime this year. But I mean, I'd be happy with it getting pushed just because I feel like the beginning of this year is so stacked. But it's only going to get worse as the year goes on. There's a lot of unannounced dates for games.
I'm excited to see what you guys end up picking, because I think there's going to be a lot of diversity. By the way, forgive me if I seem slightly distracted for a moment. I was just putting the finishing touches on the rules tab that I created for our setup here, so that's why I was slightly distracted for just setting up for our fantasy game draft here. But yes, I played Forza the other day for the first time. I have to tell you, I'm not a big racing game fan, but my brother loves it, and I thought it'd be fun to try. And I don't know, I don't get it. It was fun for about 5 minutes, and then I got a little bit over it. So I don't know. That's a big Xbox title, though. I'm interested to see what ends up coming of it.
Yep. Isaac, you play any of those games? Elder Scrolls, Forza, Minecraft Legends, or Redfall?
I think I've played the Elder Scrolls Online. A little bit of it. I didn't get super into it at the time, but then I also have the attention span of a squirrel, so I could probably give it another shot and maybe have a better chance. Minecraft Legends, that's not the one that's already out, right? Or is that
It was, because there's like I don't know. There's like that weird
it's the top-down one, isn't it? Like
yeah.
it's kind of like Diablo-esque.
Oh, that's Dungeons.
No, okay, yeah.
Minecraft Dungeons is out already. Legends isn't out yet. That's coming.
Okay,
in 2023. Okay.
Minecraft
Brand
Legends
new action
is probably
strategy
gonna be...
game. Yeah.
Okay.
I did not know there was another Minecraft game coming out.
Apparently.
Yeah, Dungeons. I slapped the Dungeons. I love that one. That was pretty fun.
That's what I thought this was, but this is something completely different.
Yeah, it's like
lead your allies in heroic battles to defend the overworld from destructive piglins. Okay.
Brian mentions I played the ESO character creator. That's about it.
Yeah, I think that's as far as I got. I was like, oh, cool. This is like modern Skyrim. And then I got off because who's got time for an MMORPG? Not me. Yeah, I don't know what kind of game this is besides action strategy. I'm assuming it's a co-op online thing again, but I guess we'll find out at that showcase, which is in a couple weeks now.
I mean, from what they claimed on the website, it kind of reminded me of Civ? What is it? What is it actually called? Is it called Civilization?
Yeah.
Yeah. Kind of reminds me of that going on. But that's just how it looked. But like Nicole said, I guess we'll figure that out when they elaborate on it more.
I'm excited for Redfall. That's like the one that people said looked like oh gosh. Left 4 Dead, maybe Dead by Daylight, one of those. But it's apparently more like it's gonna be more like all these F games in my head, not Fallout, Far Cry. So yeah, that's like the 4-player action co-op game with like the vampire and all that. So that one looks like it's gonna be good, but yeah, I'm excited for that.
Ooh, open world, ambitious.
Is it? Oh, that's right. Yeah, I think Redfall has like missions and stuff too. So I thought it was gonna be like a load in a game, you play it and you hop out. But the fact that there's like missions and stuff, that makes it more intriguing.
Yeah, I think you're correct on the Left 4 Dead side, because I think I did a little bit of research on this because I think it was on a stream somebody was talking about it and I looked it up a little bit. But I mean, its genres it's claiming is open world, first person shooter, and non-linear gameplay.
Yep.
So, and being like a Left 4 Dead-esque clone, which that's just what I'm saying. That's not what it actually is. We don't know that yet. Open world, kind of ambitious. It could absolutely sink. So I really hope they do it correctly, and it would be probably one of the best games of all time.
I think so too. Yeah, open world co-op, like being designed for that. Like we've seen it work really well with Borderlands and other games. So I think that's what a lot of people are waiting to see when they do their deep dive. Is like, how does the co-op work? Is it a game you can play by yourself? Is it a game that there's cross progression, or is it going to be really stupid where it's like fucking Fallout 76, where only one person can hear the cutscene at a time for some reason? So we'll see. But Arcane is a very good studio. They've done, I think, like Prey. And another game, I feel like Dishonored. Yeah, Dishonored, Prey, Deathloop, like those are all great. So making like a open world co-op game, I'll definitely want to check that out. Brandon, did you have any other opening thoughts?
So, did you guys hear? It was just interesting because you mentioned Minecraft, and I retweeted this the other day on the Uncharted Horizons Twitter account, which normally I don't retweet stuff on there, like, because we just use that to interact, but I thought it was interesting. The guy who actually wrote the ending for Minecraft talked about how essentially when Microsoft bought Minecraft, they actually didn't get the rights to his ending. And so he made it open source, and they were going on and kind of talking about all of that and how Microsoft was basically trying to intimidate and get like not they couldn't really do anything about it because they couldn't really get him to cease and desist. But it's just really interesting because this like have you finished Minecraft, like the story mode?
No.
Oh, okay. So then maybe that doesn't mean anything to you. Really interesting article though. I did retweet it, and I thought it was just a neat like approach because the guy was talking about it quite a lot, and it's just weird to see that such a big game has an ending that was just kind of put together through no really. Essentially, like, to give you the sort of short and kind of pull myself together, in 2011, he wrote the ending to Minecraft. And when Microsoft bought Minecraft in 2016, he still hadn't signed the contract, basically giving the rights to the company. And so he didn't really say anything about it. And because he didn't want to just take it to the company, he actually put it under Creative Commons. So the ending to Minecraft, which I think is like some kind of a poem / something, I don't know, I've never really played the game all the way through, is basically public domain or Creative Commons. Like, Microsoft does not own it. So he gave it away. People can do whatever they want with the narrative at the end, which is the poem. They can use that poem for literally anything they want. And he wrote a news story about it, and a big news organization was going to like publish it. And then Microsoft kind of sent a cease and desist, quote unquote, but they don't have the authority to do so. So it was interesting because he's essentially got bullied into not being able to get his story out there, and it's just a really interesting read. I retweeted it on the Twitter account if you guys want to see it, because
I did see that. I just didn't have time to read it. But actually, now that you just said the poem, I have beat Minecraft. I just forgot that it had a beatable ending, but I did do it. I think a year or two ago with my friend.
We're talking just like OG Minecraft, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, if you beat,
Okay.
I think if you beat the Ender Dragon, I believe there's something that triggers like
it
credits.
starts like going into like a meta ordeal, like they're talking about, oh, it's just like, oh, so they've done it kind of thing. They just like they describe it like they knew we were doing it the entire time. It's like, who? What?
Yeah.
Minecraft.
Yeah, I don't think I knew there was an ending. My friend got really into Minecraft and like helped me like get through the end stuff because that dragon, she a bitch. But we beat her, so.
Speedrunners are crazy. Like, if any, I just want to shout out any speedrunner for Minecraft that's under like 10 minutes. It's like insane to watch them go.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, beds do a lot of damage.
They can.
I believe it.
Those
bombs, man.
Because you can't, yeah.
Isaac, did you have any other thoughts before we get into our main segment?
I mean, if we're talking about broadening our horizons, I just saw a video today from the Linus Tech Tips YouTube channel. If you don't watch that, that's where like all my knowledge from like computer stuff comes through.
Wow.
They are developing expandable phones and monitors for computers. So like it's set at a certain point for base, and then you could stretch out the screen and see more of it. They're trying to make that a mainstream asset for new coming screens for, like I said, either phones, laptops, monitors, name it. I thought that was insane.
Yeah.
I was just like, wow, we're really getting to the tech ages now, boys and gals, and anything in between.
Yeah, I mean, my limit of tech is whatever you tell me, so I'm sure I'll hear about it when it's relevant. All right, Raiden, do you want to talk about?
Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
Oh, no, I was just gonna say if you want to talk about our like the rules for the fantasy league.
Yeah, absolutely, and that's what I was trying to get that kind of popped up here. To get us going. I have the fantasy draft rules, if you will, and I'm going to pop that up on the screen now. So this is our 2023 fantasy game draft. We're each going to participate, and we will each be making 5 picks total. We will be going in a snake draft format, so 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, like nobody will be picking twice. It's very open-ended. Basically, it can be any game coming out in 2023. So pretty wide open. There's no criteria beyond that. We're going to be using OpenCritic for scoring. We can explain in detail a little bit more about why. That was sort of Nicole's executive decision, and I think it makes sense, but she can explain the logistics behind it. And I believe we're going with a pretty simple point system, 1 point for each successful game. I do think we are going to discuss slightly at some point what exactly the successful margin will be ratings-wise and stuff, but we haven't finalized that yet, and I know we have a while to to go with that. So that's what the
Yeah.
showcase here looks like.
I just want to say that any game coming out in 2023 is ideal, but you could pick a game that's not coming out in 2023 that gets pushed, and then you're just shit out of luck. So there's a little caveat there. Open Critic, we're going with that just because, well, honestly, that's what other people use for their fantasy leagues, so I went with Open Critic. Metacritic, their critic scores are weighed differently, so big media outlets like IGN, Game Informer have higher weight in the overall score, and then Open Critic's just like straight up what people said is what the results are. So yeah, I felt like it was best to go with that. The scoring, like Brandon said, we might end up changing it just because I don't know what you mean by a successful game. I think just like straight up looking at what they get for a score. So like if your game gets an 88 and then your other game gets a 92 and your other game gets a 70, like that should matter. So we'll fine tune the details, but today, yeah, we'll just be picking the 5 games, and at the end of the year, we will reassess and see how we did.
Absolutely, and I think that is going to be a very interesting look into 2023. As you guys know, if you've been watching, we have talked a lot about, you know, games in 2023 and everything that kind of comes along with it, and so this is going to be sort of our big finale to that segment, sort of as we get started. So, yeah, I don't know how we
wheel.
I designed a wheel to spin.
I like that.
For who goes first, and because
That's
Isaac
fair.
is the guest, I did give him more slots on the wheel than
I was
the
gonna
rest of
say
us.
that's fair.
So
Jesus.
yeah, you have more. It's
so many.
You do. You know what I can't figure out though? How to spin the wheel. I have been trying for about 20 minutes to figure out how to actually spin the wheel.
Is it like ported over from a website?
No,
or...
this is a widget.
Is this?
It's a widget.
I was gonna say, is this like a static image that you're
No.
use?
This is a widget, and
who's the owner of the widget? Is it like Stream Elements or?
It's Streamlabs. Yeah, it's a built-in widget. I don't know how we would get it to
The
stream.
widget's attacking your webcam again.
Is it?
Then chances are you might have to go to Streamlabs itself and pull up the widget from the browser
maybe use
source.
it on your own and just let us know the result. And we'll
All right, I'll spin the wheel. I will figure this out because honestly, I wanted to talk to Nicole about a segment where we, like, during our intros, where we spin the wheel and pick a topic. From that to like talk about for like a couple minutes. So the wheel will be a fixture at some point. But
the wheel will be back.
It needs to be more well-rounded before we get there. So let's see. We're gonna just do a quick wheel spin here to figure out who goes first. It's gonna be
odds are in Isaac's favor.
Yep. And me. All right. And do we add a fourth option for the chat to pick who gets to go first?
That would have been, next time.
Yeah, that's really true.
The wheel.
I got it.
Wow.
What?
Can't believe it. You just said wheelie. I caught it.
I did say
I caught it.
Yeah.
All right, guys.
Yeah.
So here's our wheel. We're gonna spin it now.
Hey, who gets to go second? Oh, I thought you said it was you. I thought. I'm so confused.
Wait, what?
Oh, there you go. Now you got it.
All right. Chat won. So let us know in chat who you want to go first in this draft. We're gonna go very quickly with this. So let us know who you guys think should go first. And that person will go. The first couple names that pop up. Isaac.
Oh, hell yeah.
Nicole.
Hell yeah.
Come on, this.
No.
Wow.
No.
May's not coming through for you.
Plenty of people watching.
Where's
we need
she
to see
at?
a couple more. Chat. Well, chat's already getting to pick Short Bus Party, but thank you. We're picking who's going to go first for the draft.
Yeah.
Hey, I saw
Brian.
Brian and Eli so far pick me. So I mean, you're
Nicole?
kind of lucky, son.
Nicole tied. All
Oh,
right,
Nicole
so
twice.
next one's
No.
next one's going to be the tiebreaker.
Oh, that's not even fair.
Oh, Nicole voted for herself. I guess Nicole gets to go first. So Nicole.
No, I don't get to go first. Ignore me.
Nicole was decided by chat. So Nicole.
No, Isaac.
Oh God, Isaac tied himself up. Yeah, it's also I noticed the way Brian spelled traitor. I thought it was terrible. We are voting.
Oh
for
my
us,
gosh!
yeah,
Wait, I think Isaac won.
All right, so Isaac, you do get to go first. So let us know what your first pick is going to be for the draft.
I swear to God, don't you take it.
Oh, you already know.
I'm scared. I hope it's not. I hope I'm wrong.
My first one's Dead Space.
Oh, that's not what I would have picked, so you can have it.
Yeah,
Your
my first one's Dead Space.
First pick
Dead
is going
Space
to
I
be...
have the highest hopes, absolutely through the moon, that this remake is going to be absolutely a banger. I
Okay.
have 100% that it's going to be in like top 90, guaranteed, or your money back.
Guaranteed your...
All right.
All right,
I
so...
mean, yeah, coming off of Callisto Protocol, I think people are looking to this with even more eyes on it now.
Right, Dead Space Remake. That's going to be the first game that Isaac selects. And
You know what I
one
learned
quick...
today, Isaac? I was
Pardon?
going to say about Dead Space, the main character's named Isaac, right? But there's also a character named Nicole. I learned that today.
Oh, it's the girlfriend, isn't it?
Is it? I don't know. I saw they put a new trailer out like a couple hours ago before we went live, and
It's
I saw someone
either...
comment about Nicole. I was like, me? I was like, I'm in the game? I was like, no way.
Hold on. I think...
It's so weird though. I looked up the cast and like there's a bunch of names and you don't even see Isaac.
Yep,
'Cause
bingo.
It's not,
There it
'cause
is.
It's not somebody that's
Nicole
voiced.
Brennan is the
me.
girlfriend of Isaac.
Rip. But yeah,
R.I.P.
I didn't know my name was in it too. Okay, Brayden, you may continue.
Well, that would be a good choice. I was going to ask if we were able to, or if we had decided whether or not we were going to allow, like, ports, or, like, I know Persona 4 Golden is coming out on consoles that it hasn't come out on before, things of that nature.
If it's the exact same, I'd say no.
Okay, I was just
if it's
curious.
not like a remake or remaster coming only to a console, that makes sense. But like the exact game, like ideally that's gonna get the same scores unless it performs really terribly on the console it's on, you know?
Exactly, which is kind of my thought process. Because
I mean, I don't really care that much.
No, I don't either, but I just thought it was I just thought it was interesting. So, all right, so Isaac's number one pick is going to be Dead Space. That's definitely one that people are really excited about. I personally am also very excited about this game as well, and hopefully it ends up being good. It's going to be my first foray with Dead Space, so I'm looking forward to seeing how that comes out. Okay,
Excited.
so Nicole, you're going to be up next.
Oh, okay. You guys are going to laugh because I'm probably not going to be one of the people that buys this right away, but Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom.
Oh, okay. Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. I can't say that's what I thought. Tell us your thought process.
Yeah, I didn't think that either.
It's pure strategy. The fact that it actually has a date, so I feel like Nintendo's pretty confident on it coming out this year. And if you know anything about games, you know that is a rabid fucking fan base. They will not let that game be bad, just like Pokemon fans don't let their games be bad, even if they don't run. Breath of the Wild fans, they're waiting for this game. This is what they're fucking breathing for, and I don't think there's any way that this reviews poorly, because even if it doesn't run, it doesn't matter. We've seen what happens when Nintendo games don't run. They get a free pass, so I'm pretty confident in this scoring pretty high.
I don't think they all get a free pass, right? I mean, some of them get critiqued fairly because the fan base is unbiased. I mean, I just think
there's just no way, unless they like fucking kill Link, that this game, even then, people might like that. You never know.
Well, I guess that's true. They gave it a bit
Actually, you know what? If they kill Link and force you to play as Zelda, that might upset some people. That might upset some people. Who knows?
Okay. Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. I cannot say that is the one I had you pegged to pick. So
it's a surprise.
It definitely puts you in a high, almost like a safe and secure position from scoring, because this game is almost guaranteed to do well. So yeah, there's not much going on. Probably scored pretty well. Yeah, I think it's going to end up being a good one. So Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom, that is Nicole's pick, and it's definitely a good one. So you're not planning on buying that, you said, right?
I mean, I never finished Breath of the Wild. I feel like I'm not allowed to buy that, but we'll see.
Fair enough. All right. So that is Nicole's pick. I've added that to the list, and I've been showing a graphic on screen, kind of flipping in and out a little bit of the games and picks as we go along. But Legend of Zelda, I had a bit of a prediction list, or a prep list, I guess, if you want to call it, because I was like, what's she going to end up picking? And I'm surprised. That one threw me off a little. I knew Isaac was going to take Dead Space, so I didn't really factor that into any of my drafting choices, but
same.
I have to say,
are you saying I'm readable?
Not readable, just super, super predictable. That's all.
Oh, well, boy, are you in for a surprise.
What are you? You're gonna hit me with something crazy at some point? Is that the plan? Chat says,
Yes.
don't quote me, it may even win Game of the Year, says Rachafa. That's a little bold right off the bat, but hey, listen, I admire the,
It might. It's fucking Zelda.
Zelda.
It might. It's always gonna be in the top 10. Like, let's just be real here.
I guess that's true. I don't know. I was someone who played Breath of the Wild and didn't love it. I thought it was okay, but I wasn't like a massive fan. But I know that doesn't obviously apply to everyone, so perhaps I'm in the wrong. And perhaps that's the case. So, all right, that being said, we're going to move over to my pick now. And my number one pick, I have to say, I took a different strategy to this because we are approaching it like not so much like our favorites, but more like a contest in which, I want to win. And Nicole's point about that game was definitely a good one. I am hoping that, Fatality said Breath of the Wild is a 97 on Metacritic. Yeah, it's a very highly rated game.
Shit.
So mine, I'm hoping that it's sort of an easy lock, almost magical in nature. Because I, of course, am taking Hogwarts Legacy. And I have to say that I am not super excited for this game because I'm not really like a big Harry Potter fan, but this game has so much hype. It would almost have to be so terribly bad to fail, and I just think it's absolutely going to be something that people really, really like. I think Hogwarts Legacy is more or less a lock to be one of the top performing games this year, so that is my selection for the first overall pick.
That's
Hogwarts
a good one.
Legacy.
I think that there's a lot of eyes on this game, whether they be for good or bad reasons. It's getting a lot of press, and it's getting a lot of people to play video games that usually don't. It's just Harry Potter fans. They see that this game's coming out, and I've seen so many tweets like, do I buy a PlayStation 5 just to play this game? So, like, there's just straight up Harry Potter fans out there that aren't gamers that really want to play this game. So I think, I don't know. I think that was also going to score pretty high. That was on my list.
I had a feeling it would be on your list, and like I said, it wasn't my number one pick. But if we're just talking performance, I definitely think that has a high chance of performing well and just being an overall successful game. So that's mine. And so at the end of round one, we'll give you a quick recap. Isaac has taken the Dead Space remake. Nicole has taken Tears of the Kingdom, Legend of Zelda. And I have Hogwarts Legacy. So let's move on to round two. Isaac, you're up.
You ready for this?
I'm going to try.
I want you all to sit down and just really think about this because Brayden said a very valid point. We're trying to win this, right?
You are trying to win.
So, okay, you ready?
Yeah.
Peppa Pig World Adventures.
Are you serious?
What?
I'm 100% serious.
Okay.
1,000.
I need a little.
It could be sleeper.
Not a fucking chance. It's not gonna score high.
Okay.
I feel like you might have to be high to play this, but my question here about Peppa Pig
I'll buy it
World
for my
Adventure,
daughter.
when I went to type it in, the computer said, "Are you sure?"
I mean,
so
it has
are
a
you?
78.
How do you know it's not out
The
yet?
first one.
Oh,
no, the one from.
Yeah, this is the second one.
So you went way in a way different direction than perhaps anyone ever could have predicted.
Am I predictable now, big boy?
Well, sometimes
I think he did that despite you. You've created this monster, Brayden.
Oh no, this was locked in for like
oh my
a
God.
couple hours. I did this morning.
really.
The man in the button down chooses Peppa Pig.
So you're not. If you're looking at the screen
Respect.
and you see the graphic, this is not a bit.
It's not a bit. It's
Isaac
100. I'm
selected Peppa Pig World Adventure.
I might have to play this game. so
gonna
that I can
buy
have
it.
a stay on Isaac's game. Yeah.
I'm gonna buy it. And I think what I want to do is I want to have Kyrie
Bring
on
it.
stream. Of course, the camera will be off, but I think me and her will play it together if we can.
That would be so cute.
Just
Okay.
have just like a one stream with her on it.
All right.
Wow.
So,
You can make pizza in Italy. Sign me up.
Dude, we can
Wish
go
list on Steam.
Peppa
Okay,
Pig.
but if they made a
Yeah,
Bluey
you never
game,
thought.
though,
You never even thought. None of you did.
I would play a Bluey game so fast. I'm sure it's coming.
100%. 1,000%.
Like, even if it's point and click or just some bullshit, like I'm there.
Well, Nicole, you are up.
I'm ready. I got some fire choices, and you guys aren't even gonna make me use my backups. Actually, you are, because Brayden took Hogwarts Legacy.
Oh, I know I'm gonna take one of your backups.
Number 2 for me is gonna be Star Wars Jedi Survivor.
So
I think
now that's predictable.
it has to be good. You know, the first game did very well, so as long as, even if it's a carbon copy of it, people will fault it for being too similar, and it'll still land somewhere in the 80s. But I don't see it shitting to the point that it's 70 or below. I think there's a very high chance it's one of the best games of the year, and the narrative seems like it could be going places where it's gonna surprise some people, and they've just improved the combat so far from what we know. I hope it's scoring high, which is partly why it's on my list, but yeah, I guess I got faith in it.
all right, so Hogwarts. I'm sorry, not Hogwarts Legacy. Goodness gracious, I was reading my own graphic here. Tears of the Kingdom number 1, Star Wars Jedi Survivor number 2. So there's no doubt that Nicole is going for the heavy hitters early, and it's smart because I was actually going to take Jedi Survivor. So just because I think it does have that chance of being really hyped, but it is also early in the year, and you know, people could end up. I mean, depending on how the rest of the year shapes up, there's a lot of games that I think maybe slipping under the radar a little bit, but we'll see how that comes as we go through. I can't say that I'm still a little bit shocked, honestly, about Isaac's pick here of Peppa Pig, because I don't understand. I'm curious if the first Peppa Pig was like good for its target demo. You know, was it a good game? But
it was like what, in like top 80s?
okay, all right. Listen,
Hold on, let's look. Go on. I'll chime back in.
All right. Yeah. Well, I just think it's very interesting. So for me, I have a few games I was really interested in from a sort of play perspective, and I was looking around to see like what can I pick that I'm actually kind of excited about, but also has some real chance. And of course, this one is a little bit of a risk because it is slated for this year, but I am taking a big gamble that it could possibly end up delayed, and that kind of scares me a little bit. But I'm going to take it because I think sometimes you got to risk it to get the biscuit. My number 2 pick is going to be Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. This is the sequel to Final Fantasy VII Remake, which is just an incredible game. From what I've seen anyway. I watched my roommate play it, and I fell in love with just the graphics and the gameplay style, and it's definitely one that I want to play. Final Fantasy VII Rebirth is part 2. It's slated to come out Q4 of this year, so we've got October through December as the expected release date. Now, again, like I said, I'm taking a gamble here because I do think this game will end up being really good, but I also have the risk of it just not releasing in this year, which would, of course, cause me to not have any points. But Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, I do feel like this one has a ton of potential. It's my sleeper pick from a, you know, if it hits, great, but it's just got a bit of upside. So we'll see. Fatality said in the comments, we'll see if it's a good pick. Otherwise, it's a good pick. Otherwise, we'll see if it makes it in 2023. Yeah, I'm a little bit nervous about that myself. Will it make it into 2023? I'm not sure, but I hope so. And Final Fantasy, that's going to be my pick for this round.
Good pick. Yeah, but like Brian said in the chat, I'm surprised you didn't pick Final Fantasy 16.
Yeah, I gotta be honest with you. I have to imagine that game. I mean, I know that the Final Fantasy series has like a niche audience and people like them, but I do feel like in terms of quality of game and overall fan anticipation and whatnot, the Final Fantasy VII Remake is significantly higher than Final Fantasy 16. Maybe I'm wrong on that, but just based on the research I did and engaging, I think the remake was just such a good, like, reviewed so well. It was considered a really good game. We don't know really whether or not Final Fantasy 16 is going to have that same level of success. It could, but I went a little bit of a dark horse pick, so that is me. So for the end of the round, we'll do a quick recap here. Isaac has Dead Space Remake and Peppa Pig Pig World Adventures. Nicole has Tears of the Kingdom, Legend of Zelda, and Star Wars Jedi Survivor. And I rounded out here with Hogwarts Legacy and Final Fantasy VII Rebirth.
You know, all these lists are valid so far, and in different ways.
Hey, I agree with you. Isaac, you are up, my friend. What do you got?
Okay, so
Paw Patrol Kart Racer?
No, actually. My third one, we actually all talked about earlier, just no one said anything, is Minecraft Legends.
Oh,
That's smart. That is smart. It's Minecraft, of course.
Brian out here is just roasting the shit out of me in chat.
why is that?
He's because up there he was just like, oh, wow, you picked Peppa Pig, now I have to bet on Nicole, and right now he's just like, I swear to God.
I love that first time chat from Ginger Snaps Gaming is Peppa Pig. Why am I not surprised?
Yeah, well,
Predict
I just love
that.
Minecraft. You were a mistake. Oh my gosh.
tell
You're
me a
gonna get
little
a
bit.
5-minute ban like Isaac did.
I haven't heard anything about Minecraft Legends. I genuinely have no idea what it is. Can you
That's why they're doing a showcase on it.
Can you? Yeah, I was gonna say, Isaac, give me just a brief, like 30-second, 60-second draft analysis on why you decided this one.
I don't think anyone
It's
knows.
Minecraft. Like,
Okay.
if we're playing to win, it's Minecraft. Like, it's a strategy-based game, so it's like yeah, you have the little thing up there. You have the little like graphic up here.
Yeah.
It's like a top-down strategic thing. So I assume it's gonna be like a kind of like that Mario Rayman Rabbids thing, where like you have to plan out an attack, and maybe it's just like multi-war, kind of like the Civilization games. That's what I'm thinking it's gonna be like.
Mhm.
That's what I assume it's gonna be like. And honestly, I could get down to that. I really could.
Okay. All right. Fair enough.
And it's and it's also Minecraft. Like, hello,
It's Minecraft.
like Dungeons was good. Dungeons was great. I love Dungeons. I played it, not on
Sure you
stream
do,
or
buddy.
nothing, but like, wow, okay,
You would have fit in well back in the 500s.
wow.
Hey,
Wow.
listen, I'm interested. So for sure, I want to see what it ends up being.
It's
like.
on site. Quote from Brian.
If I ever see you IRL, it's on site. All right. Well, we'll put you guys in a dungeon and you can fight it out. All right, Nicole, your number 3 pick. What do we got?
All right, I got 2 that I had on my list for my third.
You only
pick.
get to pick one.
I know. I'm just
just fucking
deciding.
with
One's a safe option, one's a gamble, but will pay off in a big way.
Okay.
I'm a gamble. You know, Isaac's getting ballsy. I'm a gamble.
Okay.
Hollow Knight, Silk Song.
Fucking son of a bitch, man. Really?
I'm so sorry.
Yeah, I had the graphics prepared for it already and everything. I didn't think you were gonna take
how
it.
Unfortunate. Yeah,
Dang.
listen, this game's also highly anticipated by fans of Hollow Knight. If it comes out this year, you know, I think we've been waiting for at least a year now. When did this get announced? Actually, no, people have been waiting since like Hollow Knight came out, which is I don't even know when. But yeah, we're waiting on any details from this, and I feel like it's just gonna shadow drop one day. It's gonna be like, I wouldn't even be surprised if Xbox has it. Like, I think people expect Switch to drop it, but we'll see. I don't know. I think it's just gonna show up at a showcase. Like, yeah, hey, Hollow Knight's coming out in June. Surprise.
Wow.
But yeah, I think they've nailed down their combat and movement in that game, and I don't know. I feel like it'll review well.
All right. Hey, listen. Hollow Knight Silk Song is going to be Nicole's pick. And honestly, I think I had that. That game feels like a lock. It actually feels like probably the most guaranteed win on this list as long as the game releases this year, because it's just, I mean, I don't know. It's literally like it's Hollow Knight. Like, I would be very, very surprised if that game did not end up doing well. So, all right. Well, congrats.
I was just going to say, Fatality said in chat, Hollow Knight was on the everything seen during this Xbox presentation is in the next 12 months, so it should hit 2023. Yeah, sometime last year, Xbox did that. They put up their big screen with a bunch of pictures and was like, everything here is going to release within the next 12 months, which I think took us to June of this year, somehow. Like, it was, yeah, I'm pretty sure they did it in, like, summer last year. So we'll see, because Hollow Knight was a surprise to people, and there was another game on there that was also a surprise because they didn't explicitly say it, but it was part of their graphic. So hopefully, I mean, the Xbox showcase has 4 specific games, but I'm not ruling out them talking about nothing else, so maybe it'll be a surprise during that showcase.
Fair enough. All right, so Nicole with the instant point there, I think, as long as it releases. Pretty good. And I have to say, Silk Song pivoting to Webs pivoting to Spider-Man.
No!
So my number 3 pick's gonna be Spider-Man 2. Another one that I think just has a ton of potential to just be a really good overall performer. The first Spider-Man game is really fun. I never finished it. I've played some of it and probably should go back to it at some point. But again, really, really high highly acclaimed game. I know the Miles Morales one was good too. It feels like a pretty safe pick, and it's set to come out, I think, May of this year. So, Spider-Man 2, that's my number 3 pick. I think
it
it's
has a date.
Well, I saw May 2023, so that was what I was
That'd be
going
nice.
with. I thought,
Wait, did they give it a date?
I
feel
don't
like they
know.
did.
Well, it says second half 2023, slated for potentially quarter 2 to quarter 3. So maybe it's not May. Maybe that was like a wishful thinking kind of thing. I don't really know.
I just looked up Spider-Man 2 date and it gave me the Spider-Man 2 movie. So I get that. That's what I searched for, that's what I get. So we don't have an answer.
All right. Well, mine is Spider-Man. So that should be out this year one way or another, right? So
it should.
Okay. Isaac, what do you got for us?
Are you gonna do the recap of the round?
The recap's at the end of the round. All right, so for Isaac's picks, we've got Dead Space Remake, Peppa Pig World Adventures, and Minecraft Legends. Nicole comes in with I think overall at this point, the most safe roundup in terms of games that are likely all going to end up hitting home runs, with Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom, Star Wars Jedi Survivor, and Hollow Knight Silksong. And mine, which I also think has high potential to pay off, but a bit of risk, Hogwarts Legacy, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, and Spider-Man 2. And so as we move to the fourth round, Isaac?
All right. This one's a safe bet because it was actually mentioned by Fatality up at the top. Diablo 4.
Oh, son of a bitch, dude.
Yep.
You are going to make me use my backups.
Diablo 4. Bold of you.
That's also
that's
also safe guaranteed points, I think.
I have a reason why I don't think it is, but Isaac, I'd like to hear your rationale behind the pick while I prepare the rest of it here. What made you pick that one? Why were you feeling on it?
I mean, it's kind of like Minecraft. It's Diablo. Like, it has a very strong fan base. They're a little relentless. I played a little bit of Diablo 3 even online, and like when I played that religiously, everybody was nice. I was in like a little bit of a clan thing, but it's whatever, you name it, stupid stuff. But no, it's just the Diablo franchise has been out since like my brothers were my age, were like even younger than me right now, and it's had a dedicated fan base, so I'm imagining at the very least it's probably going to hit at least 80. But also, the games are genuinely fun, so it's not like I'm just picking it to pick it and be fun about it. Like, this is something that I'd probably even play on stream and dedicate myself to for a little bit.
Yeah,
I love Diablo.
I'm a huge fan of Diablo. My concern comes from Blizzard more than anything else, and whether or not they're going to be able to like produce.
I mean, if they can get Overwatch 2 out somehow, they can get anything out.
It's been more or less kind of a shit show is sort of my thought with Overwatch 2.
I mean, it's there. It's definitely there. It's a game.
Yeah, I mean, it does depend. It's not a bad pick. I was just curious because it was one I considered, and I'm a little bit nervous that it could end up being not as good as we're all hoping it will be. Because I think I'd probably play that too. I think it'll be a lot of fun. So.
I mean, Diablo 3, the Ultimate Evil Edition, which was it a remaster, or did they just re-release it?
It was
like a re-release onto newer consoles, wasn't it?
Oh, okay.
Like,
yeah, but that got an 89 on OpenCritic. So like,
see,
that's up there. Yeah,
I'm not crazy.
No,
well,
it's not a bad game. I think whoever's just talking shit's just a hater.
Mm-hmm. Now I need to scramble my list over here.
Brian, I would like to call you out right now on a chat. He just said that I'm literally making this up as I go. I made this list this morning. This was all strategically thought out, but like Nicole has safe bets, Brayden has like kind of risky. Mine's 100% risk. Like, it's either gonna make it or break it.
He's not wrong.
And I'm dedicated to that. And boy, would it be funny in like 11 months time I win. Who will be laughing then?
Can confirm he woke me up to talk about Peppa Pig. All right, fair enough. Listen, I have thoughts on Peppa Pig. Did you know Peppa Pig's father is 7 feet tall? Daddy Pig, he's 7 feet tall, canonically speaking.
I think you got your information backwards because it's actually Peppa Pig who's 7 feet tall.
No.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Peppa Pig's
Does-
dad is 6 feet
Peppa-
6 inches tall.
Why are you guys
I
fighting?
thought Peppa
Pigs?
Pig was the same size as Charizard from Pokemon.
Peppa Pig is confirmed to be 3 feet 9 inches tall.
No.
Per Peppa Pig World
help me.
Online Toy Shop. Peppa Pig's dad is 6'6", so my sources tell me that Peppa Pig is not. Peppa Pig is 3'9", so about 4 feet, a little taller than Nicole. And Peppa Pig's dad is 6'6". Charizard is not as tall as Daddy Pig.
5'7".
5'7".
I'm as tall as Charizard.
So if you had Peppa Pig, Charizard, and then her dad, that's exactly what it would look like. So Peppa Pig, Charizard, Daddy Pig. That's the order there. Just factual.
Daddy Pig.
That's his name. His name is Daddy
Charizard.
Pig, which is definitely a kink thing in some community. All right, Nicole, you're up. What's your pick?
I abstained. Just kidding. I mean, I guess I'll do it. It'll probably get points. No. You know what? I'ma risk it. This, honestly,
Meh.
I have nothing to base this off of. It's an indie game, and I don't know if they've made anything else before. But I have decent hopes for it. It comes out, I think, soon. I think it comes out like January 31st, but I promise I haven't seen any early reviews.
Oh
or
my
anything
god,
like
if you
that.
dare. I think I know what it is.
It's probably, it's not a game you'd ever touch. But I'm gonna draft Season, A Letter to the Future. It is
safe.
I was gonna say, you definitely aren't gonna draft that game. It's
Season?
I forget. Season? Yeah, Letter to the Future. It was shown at I believe a PlayStation showcase either last year or 2 years ago, and COVID, so it's been taking a while to come out, but it's finally coming out. It'll be out on PlayStation and PC. But from what I can tell, you're on a bicycle journey and you take photos and there's a story. We'll see how it reviews. If it has a good story and the game isn't absolutely shit, indies like this can do well, especially in like those most impactful categories for award shows. So we'll see. But I hope this one does well, and I'm gonna play it. So
this is probably one of the most Nicole games I've ever seen.
Yeah.
So I have to say I'm not super shocked by this. Just looking at the box art and the graphical styling, it definitely has that Nicole game vibe. But I will say it does look rather neat, so I'm a little intrigued. I definitely don't think it'll be one that I will be playing day one, but it's a good pick for an indie-ish game that could definitely do. Just that art style strikes me. I don't remember the game you played a while back, kind of before we were like friends and talking all the time and stuff. You streamed a game that was very colorful. Very like neon colorful-ish, where you were like going through the city and stuff. It was a while ago. I don't
Concrete
remember.
Genie?
Maybe, yeah.
Maybe yeah.
It was very much like, it was unique. It was a really cool art style. And I just kind of remember that. So, Season, A Letter to the Future launches in the fall. Okay. Yeah, it does look interesting from an art perspective.
Launches on January 31st, 2023.
Well, did it get delayed then? That must be the
It got
case.
delayed to now, yeah.
That makes sense. All right, fair enough. So, that's Nicole's pick. All right, and so again, we're going for points here. And the way this is going to work is the winner is going to get subs gifted to their channel by the losers. So you will all benefit with some free subs to something, and we'll see how that goes. So we will check in with these picks. We may check in midway through the year just to see how our picks are doing, but realistically, a lot of these games are slated to come out later in the year, so it'll be interesting to see how these all kind of develop. So that being said, one of the things I was looking for was something that is hype and intriguing, but also has historically scored well, because Nicole did tell us what the site was that we were going to be using. So I did a little bit of research, how they've historically scored other games in this franchise, and it seems like a pretty safe bet to get a point. So my number 4 pick is Like a Dragon Gaiden, the Man Who Erased His Name. So this is a Yakuza game. It's actually a spin-off, but it does feature the main character from the majority of the Yakuza games. And it is very hyped and looks like it's taking a bit of a different tone than the previous games have. But it's got a lot of hype behind it and is slated for a 2023 release. So I think it has a lot of potential to do well. Typically, every Yakuza game has historically been successful from a critical perspective. And I know that this game has a lot of hype behind it. So that is my pick. Like a Dragon Gaiden, the man who erased his name. In the current Yakuza series, I believe Kiryu, who's the main character, is no longer like the prominent focus. So this game sort of goes back to him and tells another story using him. So I think it's going to be interesting to see how this does. But Like a Dragon Gaiden, the man who erased his name. That is my...
I think you had it in you.
What do you mean?
I don't know. That's not a game series that I'm familiar with, but I did hear it on other people's lists for the year, so that's surprising that you know about it. And,
yeah, I did my research a little bit here to try to pick the best that I could, because obviously there's a lot of games I'm just interested in, but I think they're going to be probably terrible, so I didn't want... Yeah. All right. So we're going to do a quick recap of the 4th round, and this is going along really well. Play Like a Dragon, Nicole. I like Yakuza. I started playing Yakuza 0, and I got a little, like... It was fun, but it slowed down a little bit, and I didn't put much time into it, which isn't really fair. But it didn't hold my interest as much. I need to, like, actually sit down and play it more. I've just been enjoying, like, multiplayer stuff a little bit more recently, and playing, like, TFT, and Vampire Survivor is fucking awesome. Still can't recommend that enough. Great game. All right, recap here. Isaac's picks. We've got Dead Space Remake, Peppa Pig World Adventures. That is not a joke. I just want to clarify. Minecraft Legends and Diablo 4. Pretty solid roundup with that. The number 2 pick there worries me from a performance perspective, but...
I'd be worried for you, honestly.
I'm not.
Peppa Pig's coming for your brand.
Well, listen.
If I win this with Peppa Pig... Oh, I'm gonna just salt that wound so hard.
Listen,
I will 100.
Listen, Isaac, you could. This is being recorded, but you can save this or clip this if you want to. If Peppa Pig World Adventure scores higher than an 80%, I will personally purchase you an Uncharted Horizons beanie with Peppa Pig on the front flap of the thing and mail it to you directly.
I will give it to Kyrie.
You can clip that. You can do whatever you want with it.
But
I will send you a beanie. That is how confident I am that game is not going to score above 80%. So that's just, I'm putting that out there. All right. So as we move to that, of course, my final picks were Hogwarts Legacy, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, Spider-Man 2, and Like a Dragon. That leaves us with the final round. And after the final round, we will discuss a few things that might have been left off, or what we expected other people to pick, do a little bit of a recap there. But Isaac, you are the guest. You are up, so hit us with your last pick.
This one, again, is not a known one. I actually looked this up, and it's not like a goofy one. It's one that I'm actually probably going to play on stream, genuinely.
Mm-hmm.
It's called Where Winds Meet. It's going to be for PC only on Steam.
Okay. Where?
It is, and I quote, an interactive open-world game featuring action and adventure, martial arts developed by Everstone Games. It takes place during the twilight of the Ten Kingdoms, the very area when an entire dynasty could crumble in a blink of an eye. So, like, Asian-esque vibes going on there. Yep, bingo, there it is.
Yeah, Where
action-adventure RPG. That's kind of cool.
Where Winds Meet? I've never heard of it. I'm sure it could be interesting. It's not something I'm personally super familiar with, but I like.
Yeah, Chinese mythology is always fun too.
It kind of what was it? Ghost of Shinuma. It kind of gave me that vibe when I looked at it, and I didn't play the game all the way through, but I liked what I played. I really need to beat it, but I don't think it's going to be going the same direction, of course, but I still want to give it a go because it kind of reminded me of that, and I have a thing for, like, Asian culture, so, like, we'll go with it because, weeb status.
All right, fair enough. So Where Winds Meet, that is Isaac's pick, and I honestly, I don't know anything about it, so I really can't say too much, but I'll have to check into it a little bit more, and do some research. So, Cole, you're up. Hit us with your best shot. I mean, it can't be worse than Peppa Pig, right?
No, it can't, and I'm torn. I feel like there's a few ways I could go. Oh, see, that's not a good review either.
You're just hating on Peppa Pig because you're scared.
No,
I can see it in your eyes.
I have a game that's definitely coming out that could do super, super well, or could absolutely shit the bed. But then I also have a game that is probably not going to come out and probably going to get delayed. But I might say it just for, like, the fun of it. All right, I'm going to go with the one that doesn't have a confirmed date and is probably going to get delayed. Assassin's Creed Mirage.
Oh.
Ooh, I actually thought about picking that one too.
Yeah, it's like if it comes out, awesome. I like the concept of it, and Ubisoft picking that today is interesting because if you saw the news stories, Ubisoft delayed Skull and Bones for the 6th time, canceled 3 unannounced projects. So I don't know what's going on over there, but ideally all of their efforts are on Assassin's Creed, and that's why they can't get anything else done. Maybe. I hope.
That
But
sounds like
Valhalla didn't do as well as Odyssey, but I just checked and they're both in like mid 80s. So like I honestly thought they could have reviewed worse. I mean, Odyssey I know was super fun, but I thought Valhalla did not as good as that. But I mean, I'd be fine with mid 80s. And if this game, like, I think this one's set in Egypt, right? Or am I making that up?
do not know.
But yeah, them adding like a new mythology to it, a new area, a new everything, and it's like supposedly a current gen game, then I think it could at least hit the 80s.
Right. Hey, I mean, I have never been huge on the Assassin's Creed stuff myself, but I know the games do really well, and I know they have a big following, big fan base, so it wouldn't shock me to see
It's
that.
set in Baghdad, by the way.
Really?
Yeah.
That's interesting, but I mean, is it the same character at this point, or is it someone different? Like, what do we got? Is it
I think it's been different.
I don't know. I've
There's like
literally
they're
never
gonna
played.
connect everything again with their like they're doing this, but then they're also working on like the Assassin's Creed. I don't know. They're gonna make it like not a live service. I don't know what you'd call it, but they're trying to connect everything into like one hub and like through the Animus from like the earlier games.
Mhm.
Where you can like go in and play a bunch of different Assassin's Creed experiences in like one thing.
Mhm.
But I don't know what's going on with that, but I'm pretty sure Mirage is like its own like full standalone game at this point.
All right, fair enough. So that's gonna bring us to Nicole's final pick here. Of course, Assassin's Creed Mirage. Will it be there? Will it not be there? I suppose we will find out. Now, for mine, again, I took the approach of serious copium, as much as I hate that term, because a lot of these games, I think they all have incredible potential, but I think I kind of want them to have that. And this one was already delayed once, so historically speaking, all of these games, all 3 of them, have been really solid to great, in my opinion, with the second one being my personal favorite, but even 3 was really good. And for a lot of Nintendo's properties, it's been a while since we've gotten a lot of like new, first party Nintendo games. They just seem to be content with ports and just kind of, plucking whatever they can out of the ground and putting them elsewhere. And I'm hoping to kind of pluck this one out of the ground and get a good hit here with Pikmin 4. Now,
interesting.
I adore the Pikmin series. I think it's extremely fun and one of the most I haven't played it in such a long time, but last time I played it was on Wii U actually. But I owned it on GameCube back in the day, and then I played. Pikmin's just such a fun game, and I think that it is. I honestly thought it was coming out 2024, but it looks like it's officially slated for this year, so I'm gonna fingers crossed that works out. Pikmin 4 is definitely one that I think worries me a little bit because of the Switch having so many limitations, and I hope that it doesn't suck, because I don't have confidence in the Switch at all at this point. But if you have, Tears of the Kingdom, and that could be a gamble too, depending on how it performs, I think Pikmin is a pretty solid pick. So, quick note in the comments, Rosix Gandiol, I probably botched that, so I'm sorry. No one picked Hades 2 either. I didn't think Hades 2 was slated for 2023, was it?
I don't know. I think I would have included
I thought
it
had I was kind of surprised Nicole didn't pick that one, because I saw it on the list that I read. Like, I had like
Hades?
3 different lists, and
I don't think
Hades
it has a release date,
it doesn't have a confirmed release date.
Early access 2023.
Yeah, I saw the early access. I mean, I am more excited for this game than probably most people, but I don't think.
Yeah, but I also added in the comments and surprised neither of you picked up RE4. I thought that was like for sure going to be one of your
I was for sure thought that Brayden was going to pick
I omitted it on purpose for 2 reasons.
Okay.
For one, because I am so excited for that game, and part of my superstition makes me feel like picking it to be like one of the high-performing games of the year, and then if it just sucks, I just feel like I'm like self-fulfilling that. But also, Resident Evil 3 had mixed reviews. I liked the game, but it was criticized for being way too it was not a full-fledged game. It was a lot shorter. They took a lot of stuff out. It just didn't play as well. And there were a lot of critics who didn't like it. It wasn't universally loved like the RE2 remake. So there is a bit of a gamble with 4. So while I'm like very optimistic about it and really pumped, there's a chance it sucks. And I really hope it doesn't, but it is definitely a small possibility. And so I didn't want to take that gamble. The way I see it is I've got some picks I'm really confident with. And if Resident Evil 4 ends up being as good as I'm hoping it will, then I get to enjoy it and have fun with it. But we're not taking that risk of it just being a total flop. So that's why I didn't put it on the list.
Fair.
I liked Resident Evil 3 Remake. It was a wicked fun game for me, but it was only 5 hours long. So like I understand people's kind of feeling in the sense that like it just didn't have a lot to it. Like, I don't know if either of you have played Resident Evil 2 Remake, which in my opinion is probably one of the best video game remakes of all time.
I need
and
to.
just generally speaking, have you played it? Yeah.
I need to.
Oh, you need to. Oh, yeah. I mean, else you could probably stream it. It's not long. My buddy speedruns it. I think you could play through it in like 2 hours, but the full game itself, I mean, if you play each campaign is under 20 hours. It's probably like 5-6 hours each way. But amazing game. Just a highly recommend. And I like 3. I recommend 3 to anybody as well, especially because it's cheaper, so you can get it now. But yeah, that's definitely one of the best remakes I've personally ever played. So I highly recommend it. But let's do a recap. Sorry about that,
Brayden's
guys.
Just not in his chair.
I'm in my literally sitting in my chair. What do you mean?
Got kidnapped.
You're not in your chair.
What do you mean I'm not in my chair?
Not
Brother,
in
I'm in the chair. Hello?
You're literally not there.
Sorry, guys. I'm back.
Oh my god. No, you're not. It's literally just Isaac and I, and you're just gone.
Nicole, I just sent you a
so
selfie of me in
good.
my chair. What do you
The
mean?
stream,
You're not.
the
It's
stream
just your
died.
chair. I swear to
Streamlabs
God
being
to
a
you.
bitch,
What
and
is
now
going-
Brayden has been kidnapped.
All right. I'm here, and it looks like we have... I just want to give you guys a quick... Because I'm going to edit
It's
this.
the chair.
I'm going to edit this for the podcast. But, like, this... I spent hours creating all those custom, like, transitions and stuff you guys saw when I, like, popped up the draft recaps and stuff. They're all gone. They just vanished. I don't know what happened. So the only thing I have, like, my cam here, which I made. And obviously that needs to be, like,
It's
tweaked
still the
again.
fucking
Just
chair.
you.
So, like, you can
Literally
see...
just
Because I set it up so that Nicole and I both have, like, cams where we could zoom in on each other if someone's talking and stuff. Like, there's me, and there's Nicole, and so, like, that's all here, and we have the cam set up. But I also created a bunch of, like, separate pages, and none of it's there. So I clearly have a lot of work to do on that front, but we're gonna go ahead and just sort of recap the draft and wrap it up, I guess, a little early because I didn't expect this. Thanks to everybody who stuck around. This is a bit of a...
someone clip that.
You could shut off your camera on OBS and turn it back on, and that might rebuffer
It's honestly your webcam, bud. You gotta accept that it's fucking with you because what happened last week, and now you're just fucking gone. It fucking zapped you from existence.
Like, honestly, you could just go into, like, I mean, for everybody.
Hey, you're
Bingo!
back.
Yeah, crotch! Woo!
I don't know what the fuck happened there, man. That was all a whole mess. And it just, everything I had is gone. I spent an embarrassing amount of time. And I didn't even do it today while I was working because I was so busy. I literally spent the time after. And it's all gone. Come on. All right, listen. It's all good. It is what it is. It happens. So we're going to do a quick recap of the drafts here for everybody. Crotch. And yeah, so for Isaac's, which I was starting to read before I was so rudely disconnected, you had... Oh, God. Walk me through these again, would you?
We had Dead Space Remake.
Yeah.
Peppa Pig World Adventure.
Yeah.
Coming for your brand. Minecraft Legends.
Yeah.
Diablo 4. And Where Winds Meet.
So, for the recap, for those of you watching, if you guys want to check out Isaac's channel, see more of him, definitely be free to do so. Check him out on Twitch at @Esamiya_Desu. It's exactly as you see it on screen there, plus the underscore in the Desu part. I believe it's the same on TikTok as well. I know he follows us, so if you guys are watching on there. But let us know whose picks you think were the best and who you think has the best chance to win. So first, we've got Isaac's, which is Dead Space Remake, Peppa Pig World Adventure, Minecraft Legends, Diablo 4, and Where Winds Meet. So that rounds out his slate of picks. And I think it's a decent lineup if you take Peppa Pig out of the equation. So not too bad at all.
Oh, come on.
And then for Nicole, you had, oh God.
The winning list.
Yeah. So you
I'm sure that's what you
had...
saved it as.
I didn't save it. That was the problem. I was supposed to save, but it didn't sync. So you had Tears of the Kingdom. What else?
I had Legend of Zelda: Tears of the Kingdom.
Yeah.
Star Wars Jedi Survivor.
Yep.
Hollow Knight Silk Song.
Fuck off. Yep.
Season: A Letter to the Future.
Yep.
And Assassin's Creed Mirage.
All right. Alrighty. This is... thanks for everybody who stuck with us. This does not have... we've had a quick, disconnect, but I've never had things just crash to that extent. And it, I don't know if it was a cloud issue or what, but... Alright, so for Nicole's picks, you guys can check out Nicole on Twitch at Ellison_712, as well as on TikTok. If you're watching on either of those platforms, she does her own streams and stuff now that she's got a PC and can actually do that stuff. So check her out. Her picks, Legend of Zelda: Tears of the Kingdom, Star Wars Jedi Survivor, Hollow Knight Silk Song, Seasons: A Letter to the Future, and Assassin's Creed Mirage. So if you guys are interested in those, let us know in the comments. I think Nicole's going to win, but realistically, I think we all know my list is probably the best list, right? I'm actually going to update that right now. What did I pick?
Hogwarts Legacy, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, Spider-Man 2, Yakuza Like a Dragon Gaiden, and Pikmin 4.
Gaiden. Sorry, I just want you to have a good brand.
What was
That's
number
what
4?
happens. You would bring a man on the podcast and
What was
they
number
correct
4?
you. Yakuza.
Oh,
yeah.
Yakuza?
Yeah. What was number 3?
Oh,
Spider-Man.
Oh, yeah,
Spider-Man 2.
This is just embarrassing. This is terrible. Oh, my God. It all got
Wait,
so
did you
messy.
just say we brought a man onto the podcast today?
Yep.
So does that imply Brayden's not a man?
Oh, my God.
Brayden's not wearing a suit, so...
All right, and for my list, you can follow me on YouTube at LoveshackYT. You can also follow me on Twitter under the same. And we've got Hogwarts Legacy, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, Spider-Man 2, Electric Boogaloo, Yakuza Like a Dragon, The Man Who Erased His Name, and Pikmin 4. Of course, for the draft rules, we did establish that if any of these games do not come out in 2023, they will not count towards the contest. However, hopefully, fingers crossed, that will end up happening. So now that we're back on camera, and before we just kind of wrap the rest of this bit up here, anything you're surprised got left off the list other than Resident Evil, which we established briefly before?
Yeah. I'm surprised that I didn't say it. I kind of feel your feelings on this game too, Brayden, but nobody said Starfield, which is like surefire great points if that game doesn't absolutely suck. And Bethesda's very capable of making a very good game.
That's probably why we all just decided,
so...
let's just leave it off.
I think I left it off for the same reason Brayden left his off, for superstition. Like, if I think that game's going to be a Game of the Year contender, it's not going to be. But it could be. So we'll see. I hope that we all regret not putting it on our list.
Hey, we might. And Brian said Starfield's up in the air. I believe it's actually on the ground.
Yeah, true.
Technically speaking. Yeah, I don't have any interest in that personally. And I just think it's too... But I mean, I wasn't going just based on my interest. It's just too... It's too risky. It didn't feel safe, and it didn't feel like a gamble with upside. Obviously, Hades 2, I mean, if that is coming out this year, I would have put that on the list. I didn't think it was. I haven't seen a confirmed official release date, so it's hard to say. I was just looking for something that was somewhat concrete, or at least concrete for the year. Like, Pikmin's confirmed to be releasing in 2023 by Nintendo, but that's it, you know. Peppa Pig World Adventure is confirmed to be coming out, you know. Obviously, there's a large fan base for that, so.
Yeah.
Yeah,
the only other ones I left off my list were Octopath Traveler 2. I'm not sure how that's going to review, so I didn't include it. Surprised nobody said Final Fantasy, because I feel like that's also guaranteed points with
16.
that community. Yeah, 16.
I thought about it. I did.
Redfall?
Yeah, we talked about Redfall earlier.
Oh, yeah,
I just don't know. That was like my backup, like if I really ran out of options, because I think it can be very good, but it's not like a guaranteed success in my head yet.
Makes sense. All right. Yeah, so all of that is pretty cool. And, yeah, sorry, I'm trying to get my bearings about me after that. That whole thing threw me off so bad. I don't know what happened there. This camera, too, it looks really nice, and it's a great camera. Like, it's a legitimate camera. I got it as a gift. It was not cheap. But good lord, I've had more problems with this camera so far than I have with anything else, and I don't really know what's going on there. So, who knows? But, geez, it's just kind of wild. Anyway, Isaac, thank you so much for popping on the show, my dude. Super awesome. Really appreciate it. And as a whole, I think it was really fun, and I'm looking forward to revisiting this topic. We got this layout here, minus Isaac, obviously, is going to be our permanent layout going forward. I mean, as long as Nicole likes it. I haven't actually had a chance to get like her full thoughts on it yet, but I think it looks cool. I think it's synergized, and I think the whole, we did a lot of like random image stuff early on, graphics, and it just caused it was just a lot of work and a lot of rushing that had to go into it. So I think this is a really solid approach. Hopefully you guys like it. And hopefully the aesthetic of it all looks good. But we've got some cool stuff coming on the horizon, and we are going to be introducing the new segment. I want to get the wheel working. Once I can figure out how the wheel works, we'll get a wheel segment in here where it's like a topic, and I just think it'd be fun. And obviously there's Scrooge Champ. Thanks so much for the sub. I really appreciate it. I got to buy a new camera.
No, Short Bus Party gifted a sub to Scrooge Champ.
Well, Short Bus Party, thanks so much for getting the sub. Either way, we appreciate it. It's my fault. Sorry. I'm so frustrated. You have no idea how actually frustrated I am right now that all of this happened. Like, oh my god, but it's fine.
I believe you.
This was a really fun show, and I think it's been cool. We did a lot of stuff talking about 2023 games that are coming out and whatnot, and overall, and I think moving forward, we've got some topics that are going to be a bit more refined, including movies and, anime and other stuff. So I think we got a lot of stuff coming up to look forward to. Channel points will be introduced this year for sure. And Nicole and I have talked a lot about wanting to play a game on stream at some point, like together, whether it's like The Forest or something else. So plenty of cool stuff to be coming on the horizon. And hopefully we won't have any massive stream crashes and data wipes like we just had, which I still don't understand. But we have the draft details. We'll get them all set up, and we'll let you guys know how that all goes. You guys have any thoughts on the way out here?
Are we doing on the horizon or just ending it?
I don't have it prepared because it went away, but we can certainly, if you want to share your thoughts for what's on the horizon, by all means, my friend.
Yeah, we'll just close out with what's on the horizon. I am playing The Witcher 3 finally, or attempting to. I'll probably just play it up until Hogwarts Legacy comes out, which is February 7th for me. You get early access for pre-ordering the deluxe edition. I might have to restart. I was playing the PS4 version and didn't realize I didn't do the free next-gen upgrade, and I downloaded that and my save file's not there. But I'm gonna fix it. Somebody sent me a video, and I'll hopefully figure it out after stream. But yeah, I'm pretty much just playing that and watching Spy Family. It's a great anime if you guys haven't seen it. Isaac, what is on your horizon?
I've been catching up with the hype of Chainsaw Man, if we're talking about anime real quick. So I'm getting into that. I got into that. I think I'm on like episode 8. Enjoying it. Just absolutely wild. Love it. Would recommend. I actually sat down and started playing Pokemon on stream. Little shameless plug there. So, and I was kind of like iffy on it, like because I heard the reviews of like just how kind of sketchy like the graphics is for it. But I mean, regardless, I still had an amazing time playing it. So.
It's worth watching, even just for the jank. Like, there's some fucking hilarious things going on in that game on top of just your content.
Like last night, I'll just talk about this as real fast. I had one single Pokemon that just kept chasing me. It felt like everywhere. It just kept running up and just like, whoa, chillax. It's like, whoa, come. I just saw him everywhere.
Yeah, a cool thing about Isaac's stream is he has a jump scare counter for Pokemon, so if you want to know what that's about, check out his page.
It's at 15.
Oh my god.
And like 5 of them was the same Pokemon.
I saw one, so he's not bullshitting. There's fear.
Counter.
Yeah.
Interesting. Alright.
Coward. Okay. Calm down, Brian.
Brian's
been like
Brian's feeling a little feisty today, huh?
I know, he's just hyping me up. He's like, yeah, Isaac's gonna be the best. And I whip out Peppa Pig. He's like, that motherfucker.
He completely abandoned you. Honestly, that's why I'm glad Isaac's here. You know, he brought Peppa Pig World Adventure to our draft, and it wouldn't be the same without it.
No, it would not. And I'm also, I'm a little intrigued by Peppa Pig.
Not about safe bets. I'm about content.
All right, fair enough. Listen, this show was a lot of fun, and I really apologize for the mishap. I thanks everybody that stuck with us. I think we have a lot of really cool stuff going forward in 2023. It's been really fun doing these sort of like, I really like the idea of like the different challenge shows and all that stuff. So plenty of stuff to to get into. And Isaac, we really appreciate you joining us. We will definitely have you on the show again. And
Anytime. I love being here.
yeah, no, it's nice, and it sort of gives us a little bit of a buffer to sort of talk about other stuff too and whatnot. So 2023 is a big year for us. Hopefully this is the 22nd episode, right? So like hell of a lot more successful up to this point than we. Yeah, I'm like, are we sure? Like, it's a hell of a lot more successful up to this point than we thought we'd be. Just starting it out for fun, and obviously there's a lot more to come. So I'm excited, and I think it's going to be fun. So thank you guys for sticking it out with us. Maybe avoid purchasing a Logitech C29 1080p webcam if you can, because it's not doing me any favors up to this point. But yeah, we'll catch you guys next week. Same time, same place, same chair.
Same chair with or without a person in it.
That was good, you gotta admit.